Well, hello and welcome to another episode of the Middle Country Public Library podcast. I'm Sal DiVincenzo here in the studio with my fab colleagues, Sarah Fade.
Hello.
Nicole Rambo.
Hello.
How's everyone doing?
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's just like, all right, yeah, okay.
Waiting for the holidays.
So I was going to say, is everybody worn out from just preparing? Mm-hmm. It's a very stressful time. People don't realize it, and it gets stressful.
It does get stressful.
That's why I do like Thanksgiving, because it's like a non-gift get-together holiday, and there's food involved, right? Mm-hmm. Then when you get into this part of the season, it gets a little ridiculous.
A little.
Agreed.
Yeah, but hopefully you're joining us today to relax a little bit. Perhaps you need to take a nap.
It's a 20-minute nap.
20 to 23 minutes.
This is your help here. But before we get started, I just wanted to thank our new subscribers on our YouTube channel because we did break the 1,500 subscriber mark just recently. So thank you so much. Hey, for us, it's a big deal.
No, it's
Yes,
funny.
I think it's a big deal.
Yeah, no, it is. And
Yeah.
I watch like other YouTubers, like big YouTubers, and they're always like somewhere in their, video is like, I've noticed that 68% of you that are listening are not subscribed. So it's not just like this is
No,
like
it's
a
not just
common
us. Yes.
like thing that people just watch the videos and don't subscribe to the channel. So
The history ones that we do, This Week in History, it's like 95% are not subscribed to those.
because they're just like history buff
Yeah,
people.
they're just people
Yeah.
who go
So
on there and
they-
they
yeah.
watch. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so we got that going for us,
Yes,
which
that's
is
good.
kind of good.
Yeah.
And also we have broken a barrier here. So we have over 15,000 downloads of the audio podcast. So we greatly appreciate that for those of you who listen to us every week. We couldn't do that without you. So thank you. Yes. It's 15,300 and something. So,
When do we stop?
when do we
What number is all done?
we don't stop. The party never stops. The party keeps going as long as we can. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yes, we appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed on YouTube, you can hit that subscribe button, and that does help us. The like button also helps us too. So if you like what you see on YouTube, we appreciate it. So with that out of the way, who would like to go first?
Go, Sarah.
Are you sure? Because you have a lot.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna forget. All the morning I was like researching this, and I think I forgot everything that
Oh, there you go.
I read.
It's always fun to see that happen in real
What were you
time.
talking about though? Technology.
Yeah.
All right, so me too. All right, so I'll go
Oh,
first.
so it's a technology-centric episode.
Yeah, mine's about social media. Which
Mine is just
General.
current trends. Yeah.
Oh,
trends.
yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I feel like social media has been in the news. It's always in the news, but I feel like recently it's like really been in the news. So
Sure.
if we go back to September, Instagram rolled out this teen only Instagram thing where anyone, under 18 and under has like an automatic teen account. If you were 16 and 17, you can change that. So it started then. Well, that happened in September. Whether or not it's really working, a lot of people say it's not. You can get around all these things. Anything that like these tech companies or anyone that tries to do as far as enforcing kind of rules, age-based rules, is going to be hard to do. And it is. It's hard to do. So initially it was these accounts were private by default. So and private messages were restricted to only people that they were already following could message them, like DM them. Sensitive content such as videos of people fighting or those promoting cosmetic procedures were limited.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, back in a couple of years ago, like that kind of was leaked or released that Facebook has known or Meta has known for like a couple of years now that like it's really negatively impacting especially teenage girls.
Okay.
And especially the cosmetic
Wow.
and like beauty
All right,
things.
yeah.
So this was kind of like in reaction to that coming out and everything. Teens will also get notifications if they are on Instagram for more than 60 minutes. And a sleep mode is enabled that turns off notifications and sends auto replies from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m.
That's smart.
So that was the teen
Yeah.
Instagram thing that came out in September. It's like I said, people are getting around it. I don't think anyone who's like really for these it doesn't think it's strong enough like measure. But at the same time, the Kids Online Safety Act was passed in the Senate. So it goes Senate and then it goes House. Right?
House, okay.
Yeah. So it was passed in the Senate, and it's I would say. Not that I'm like a huge politics person or whatever, but this seems to be the most bipartisan topic,
Okay.
or one of the most, like, everyone, there's people on both sides that are for and against it. This bill was written by a Republican and by a Democrat. Like, it's very bipartisan. It's interesting how, like, equally like
Yeah,
people are like either for it or against it, but it doesn't, the for and against doesn't fall on the lines of political party. It falls on like other kind of ideas and stuff, which I thought was interesting as I was like reading this. So it passed in the Senate, and then it's going to go to the House. Well, it's in the House now. And people that, so they felt that, okay, so this was passed in the Senate. That's why Instagram came out with this, and that's not enough. They still want to pass this bill.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And then the U.S. Surgeon General, Vivek Murthy, said last year that tech companies put too much responsibility on parents when it comes to keeping children safe on social media. The other thing was like, we have parental controls. Why aren't parents using them? That was their big thing. Like, that was the tech companies' things. Like, we have parental controls. Why aren't parents using them? And the U.S. Surgeon General, a lot of people were like, you can't put this all on parents. They don't know what is going on. Like, you can't expect them to do this, right? Okay, so that was in September. Now let's go to the end of November, beginning of December. Australia had their big bill that was passed that's banning social media for anyone 16 and under.
Completely banning.
Yeah, so we'll start next year. However, similar to ages on Instagram, how are you actually going to enforce this?
Yeah, exactly.
So they don't know exactly. And they're saying it's up to the tech companies to enforce it.
Wow.
And they're the ones getting fined. So it's up to like $33 million that these tech companies will get fined if they're not doing appropriate things. But they don't know what these things will actually be. They say government IDs and facial recognition, but facial recognition is not good enough.
Yeah.
It's not gonna. It's like it has a 5-year error. And that's just, I think, on like white or Caucasian people. When it comes to people with darker skin, it's like way off.
Yeah.
So they don't know how they're gonna do it, but they pass a law, and again, it'll start next year. So we'll see if they figure it out in between then. So they just. The law banning kids under 16 from being on social media or opening new accounts. And what it's actually doing is, if tech companies update or release them in the App Store, that's where the ban will happen. So like they're just gonna let them die out. Like, you know what I mean? So like people who have it on their phone like aren't gonna get in trouble or anything. It's just never gonna get updated eventually. It'll become unusable.
It won't work.
Yeah. How they're going to enforce this, I don't know.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I don't know. That's ridiculous.
Is interesting. However, like they even admit it's sort of like a social experiment almost. Like they are like this kind of like guinea pig to see.
It's very Big Brother.
That's what some people are saying.
Not only that, but those kids are wily.
Yeah, that's the other thing. They're going to get around them.
They shouldn't be on the tech.
Yeah, but a recent poll for YouGov in Australia found that 77% of Australians favor this ban. So that's the other thing. That is, I find interesting. Not only is it completely bipartisan, but it seems like when they poll people, even teens, they're like, yeah, I can do with less.
Yeah.
Parents are like, yeah, I want my kids on less. Like people do want less social media, and they're just like can't do it themselves.
Why don't they just get rid of smartphones then?
Well, they are. New York State.
Well,
that's New York State. That's happening in New York State. Is that proposed for next year that they don't want any smartphones in the school?
That was one.
Well, I mean, that's not that bad of an idea.
I think the author of the book I'll talk about said that was one of the proposals was just like old school flip phones for kids and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's like kind of like what's happening. So like it seems like people do want less, but they cannot do it themselves. But then does that mean that the government steps in to do it for them? Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. That's like obviously depends on your.
Well, I mean that's like with any alcohol or well, now marijuana, but it's like cigarettes.
Yeah, but they have age limits, right? So is this?
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, how much can they do though? Like
right. Kids drink underage all the time.
Like they don't find tobacco companies if an underage kid gets.
But if you sell to an underage kid, you'll get fined. And that's what
someone's
they're saying.
getting in
Someone's
trouble.
gonna that $33 million that they're
yeah, but then shouldn't it be the parents then? I mean, like,
but how much? Because it's so new. Like, how much do parents know to do it?
I don't know, but that seems like it's really flawed. They should have thought about that before they rolled this out.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm not sure it's actually. I feel like it's gonna do something else. Maybe it's not gonna do what it's propose to do. Like all of a sudden kids 16 under don't have social media. I do think that's like insane, but maybe it'll be a deterrent, and maybe it'll just deter. Like parents will start thinking about it more, and like schools will start banning it themselves. Like maybe it will be more small, like lower level than like this overarching thing for all Australian teens, but it'll hopefully curtail something.
Maybe there's like a cultural thing too. Maybe like the Australian teens are just like, yeah, okay. Like you said, you know, the majority of them are like, yeah, I wouldn't mind not having to deal with that.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know if they like cherry pick these kids. A lot of these, but you know, in these articles that I read and stuff, the kids were, you know, of two minds, I guess. Like they were like, oh man, I do spend a lot of time on social media, but they're like, but if I didn't, I'd probably get more schoolwork done. I'd probably be better at sports. You know, like they can see the benefits of not being on it as much.
I probably won't get bullied.
Yeah, that was a big thing. That like,
well,
he's like,
also the age is what 16 and under. I do think that they don't understand the ramifications of seeing repeated imagery and stuff like that. It's only, I think, people in their 20s and up, maybe 18 and up that are like social influencers. Like you don't see 13-year-old social influencers.
Yes, you do.
Do you? I don't. Well, I don't like social influencers.
Yeah, you don't. But and also like that, like the algorithm knows that you're not 13. They're not going to push 13-year-olds to you. But
but maybe 13.
But if you are a 13-year-old, they know you're 13. They'll push those 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's
not
good. It's not good. And
have
like
your own profile, folks.
But like again, that 13-year-old social influencer has parents that are buying them this crap. So
Yeah.
Well,
a lot of times those younger influencers are actually being influenced by their parents.
I am just a parent of animals. You guys are parent of little people. It's all your fault.
I tell you, you know, when you have to get the laundry done, you put the kid in front of that iPad. It really does help.
No, but it's you know, I mean, I know it's hard, but some of the blame should be on the parent. You know,
some responsibility definitely does have to come back on the parent. But then, you know, do we talk about like providing more education to parents about these things? Because and I'll actually get to that. I told you I had a big topic.
Yeah.
Okay. So we went September, us, December, Australia. Now we're back to us because that bill that I said passed in the Senate. Now we're back in the House. And this just came out today, this article from The Hill. And again, this like bipartisan sort of thing. A lot of LGBTQ advocates are asking them to not pass this Kids Online Safety Act because they feel like there's one part of the duty of care that's in this bill. It's under the provision called duty of care, and it requires social media companies to prevent and mitigate harms that their platforms cause young users, such as suicide, eating disorders, and sexual exploitation. But they argue that it's so vaguely worded that the FTC or the DOJ could bring cases against platforms that provide information about the LGBTQ community, reproductive health care, and the history of marginalized communities. So they're nervous, kind of similarly to what you were saying, like this freedom of speech or this like completely wiping out everything, even in positive things. And that's another thing. People are saying they find community online. People in like marginalized groups find a lot of community online with these teens do that, you know, adults and teens. So having this ban or having things like this will hinder that and cause possibly more harm to them not be able to find community than if the harm that they're receiving online. So it's very like, which one, you know what I mean? So that, you know, was interesting. So that's happening right now. However, they reworded it, which they worked with Elon Musk and X to like kind of reword that part. And again, the two the bill writers, Democrat and Republican, both worked with him and reworded it, and they feel that it's appropriate now. So I think they still are going to present it to, you know, the House and we'll see what happens to it. And so like, again, there's people on both sides that are for it.
Well, they want to get rid of TikTok too.
Yeah. That's came up in my that has more to do with China than protecting teenagers.
But it will still affect.
100%. Yeah, and I do think it falls under this kind of whole social media is so much bigger and it has so many more
like different. Yeah, like you said, it's different roots.
Yeah, but they're so like far spread and they have like, you know, ripple effects. Okay, so that being said, some things that we have here at the library that you can take out and look at if you're interested. I would say the most not the only book, but the most popular book that was published this year, kind of in regards to teens and social media, was called The Anxious Generation, and this is by Jonathan Haidt. So it argues that the spread of smartphones, social media, and overprotective parenting have led to a rewiring of childhood and a rise in mental illness. He argues that the combination of the decline of play-based childhoods, exacerbated by what he describes as overprotective parents, and increasing smartphone use has been harmful to children since the late 2000s. I will say this is the kind of Wikipedia article, and I'll just say the academic reviews. They have not everyone agrees with him. There's the correlation causation argument. A lot of the studies that he cites maybe aren't perfect. So there's other things going on in the world that could affect parents.
Lots of things going on in the world.
Yeah. So that was one of the main criticisms that his what he's citing isn't necessarily correlation doesn't equal causation, that kind of thing. Okay. So there's other researchers out there who are also studying this, and they have different views, other views. And then the some people were saying that his parts about the parenting aren't really that accurate either. So
yeah, being a parent, he's full of
yeah, no, it's overprotective parenting. How accurate is that? I don't know. Sometimes I worry, you see on social media, again, I've limited, I deleted everything off my phone. I really don't see it that much, but every once in a while, I'll see on Instagram people, with their kids, and I'm like, am I supposed to be doing this with my kid? I'm like, oh my God, it's so much. Yeah. It's just too much. I'm like, sorry, kid, you're going to have to just be bored. That's another kind of thing that's coming up is you gotta let your kids be bored. You cannot be entertaining them all the time. And that doesn't mean put the TV on and put the iPad in front of them. Let them figure it out. Let them just play with their toys differently or do whatever. But you do not have to be sitting with them and entertaining them. Just let them chill.
Yeah. And then you get to the point though where you've used that social media and the iPad and whatever you want to call it, the TV as a crutch. And now that you say that, and you say, okay, it's, just don't watch TV before school, okay? Yeah. Just sit on the couch and read or do something else or think about the day or maybe study your math homework or something like that. And it's a mess. It's always why?
Oh,
because I said so.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's interesting. And I was bored all the time growing up, but I also went outside. And the kids are not going outside as much.
You know what the kids call that today, right? What? Touching grass.
Oh yeah, right. What? Yeah.
Touching grass.
Get off the technology, go outside
and touch grass.
Yeah.
No, grass. The lawn.
There was one video. I did see one person who was taking a video of their neighbors. They're teens, which also is an issue, right? People are taking video of everyone and everything, and that's not good either. No. But regardless, this one was kind of funny. They're teens who it seemed as though a parent was enough, go outside, and they were just wandering. They're little zombies, just walking in circles. They didn't know how to be outside. They didn't pick up a ball or run around. They were just kind of wandering in circles on the grass. It was very funny. So I don't know if we'll go back to that or whatever, but anyway, that's something that people talk about too, just letting kids be more bored. Anyway, so that was one book. We have that here at the library. Like I said, it's probably the most popular one of 2024. In our parents collection, we have Growing Up Shared: How Parents Can Share Smarter on Social Media and What You Can Do to Keep Your Family Safe in a No Privacy World, which I'll actually talk about that in a second. And then The Opt-Out Family, which again is it was actually an influencer who wrote this, who decided, I guess when she had kids, I think I might have even talked about this book before, to be honest, to kind of get off and other things you could do so you and your family are not on social media. Because in this similar vein to what we've been talking about, social media as it relates to teens, you brought it up, we said that maybe the parents need to have more responsibility in regulating it. However, the parents, I don't say have a problem, but the parents have their own hurdle to overcome, and this is called sharenting, which I think is getting a little bit more popular.
It's awful.
If you literally just Google the word sharenting, and in the first page of results, the oldest article I saw was about from 2017. So it's kind of new, and as social media I think becomes more popular, and this term will, but it's kind of what it sounds like. You're just putting your kids' lives on social media, whether they want you to or not. Similar to what we were talking about before with like influencers are probably, it's probably their parents that are like encouraging this, and the parents just putting all their kids' information out there. Again, most of the time they don't realize what's going on. You know what I mean? They're not doing it. There's no type of malicious act. There's no, you know, but there's a lot going on that parents should be aware of and be more mindful of when it comes to sharing their children's entire lives. Not only the dangers of just the internet as it is, you know, all the horrible people on there doing horrible things, but also just children having some autonomy or you know, being like, I don't want that picture of me, you know, falling on my face on the internet, you know what I mean? Or whatever. Like you might have thought it was funny and it might have looked cute or whatever, but like I actually don't really want that up there. So UNICEF has like an article actually that goes through some things that parents and kids can do together. She said starting around 9 or 10, you know, have your kid like with you and be like, do you want this on there or not? And like go back a couple of months, be like, do you want me to take this off now? You know, kind of do a little cleanse every once in a while with your kid and let them have a little bit of you know, say in what gets posted online for them, because you know it's all online. You know, so it's interesting. It's so interesting how it like goes around, because I remember when I was like in my late teens, early 20s, it was like MySpace and stuff, and it was like, don't put anything on there, it's on forever. You put anything that's on there forever. And now like parents are putting stuff on there for it to be like on there forever, whereas before the parents telling you not to do that. You know, there was always those articles that would come up about like cops going to classrooms and finding that kid's like in the classroom, be able to find that person's like house through you know, social media and like scaring them. And I don't know if it like missed the parents, like I don't know what happened, but I do think that like that's something that parents should, you know, just audit, do a little social media audit to see if there's some things on there that you're like, you know what, I think everyone got enough amusement out of this. Let's come down now. You know.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I think these like issues are going to be more prevalent, and especially as some of these kids get a little bit older, and they're like, you know, what happened? I think it was like a German documentary, but there's at least one American teenager who, well, she's like in her 20s now, but it's called like Sharenting, and it's on YouTube. I saw it, but it was a German documentary about teens who now are older and have their whole lives shared by their parents, and they're
crazy.
like,
terrible.
Not a fan.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go. Happy holidays.
Thanks, Nicole. So, Sarah, you said you're also talking about technology?
Yeah, to make things even more
Let's
bleaker.
see what else we're going to ban.
Yeah,
ban it.
in the near future.
Yeah.
25 new technology trends for 2025 that will be banned. Yeah. 2035.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the problem is technology is evolving so quickly that we're not catching up, like, you know, societally and stuff like that. So here we go. I'm going to tell you what they are. So the first one is generative AI.
Sure.
Generative AI.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, starting with some new technology trends with the talk of the town, Gen AI. So this is going to be the big talk of 2025, reshaping industries through its ability to create highly sophisticated and human-like content, from text and images to audio and complex simulations. Now, the problem with this, deep fakes, you know, we talked about this before. They were so expensive to make. It's getting cheaper and cheaper and more
better and
realistic.
better.
Yeah, exactly. It's very scary.
So that's going to be a big thing, is all this AI. Okay. Then we have quantum computing.
Yes, Google just made an
I read that article. Yeah.
Willow, I think they call it.
Okay. So this is leveraging the properties of quantum mechanics to process information exponentially faster than classical computers for specific tasks. So in 2025, we're going to see quantum computing being applied in cryptography, where it can potentially crack currently considered secure codes.
Yeah.
Which is, drug discovery, and speeding up the process by accurately simulating molecular structures.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's exciting.
I think it's
scary.
also necessary for like fully autonomous, you know, cars to be completely autonomous with other
like
cars
that.
and whatnot, because they have to think really fast, you know.
But I do think this would be good for Disney rides.
Oh, sure.
One good thing.
Yes. If I go through the Disney ride and the quantum computer knows that I'm craving a taco and a margarita at that very moment, and the animatronic goes, "Here, Sal," it's worth it. Totally worth
The downfall of
the
humanity.
downfall of humanity that I can get my taco. On. It's a
5G.
small world.
Yeah, right. 5G expansion. The next emerging technology trend is 5G. The fifth generation of mobile networks, 5G, promises significantly faster data download and upload speeds, wider coverage, and more stable connections. So we already know that this is happening.
Yes.
And the problem, I think, with this is that, they're limiting it. So Verizon,
Yeah.
I'm talking to you, Verizon. They'll tether you. So they'll be like, well, if you really want all 5G, it's going to be $150. But you can get up to this amount of 5G, and then we're going to limit it and make everything very slow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's good and bad. Okay. So virtual reality 2.0.
I was going to say.
VR and the next one never caught on like they thought it was going to.
No.
Yeah. I think the price. Well, enhanced VR technologies are offering more immersive and realistic experiences with improvements in display resolutions, motion tracking, and interactive elements. So it's becoming increasingly prevalent in gaming, training, and therapeutic contexts.
Yeah.
So the new systems are going to be more user-friendly, lighter headsets, and longer battery life. And then the next one is augmented reality. And that's poised to be a major tech trend, further integrating into consumer and enterprise applications. With the evolution of hardware and advanced AR glasses and improvements in mobile devices, AR will offer more immersive, interactive experiences. So Pokemon.
Yeah. I still feel like it's they say this every year.
Yeah.
It's just not catching on at that.
Well, 5G and augmented reality,
I think for augmented reality, though, I got to tell you what I do use it for.
Oh,
is
here
that
we go.
where it says place the piece of furniture in the room?
That's like the same thing. That's
very cool.
What,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it though.
Okay, so I didn't know of this term. You guys probably have, but the Internet of Things.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
That's where we got the library of things.
Well, that's why I said I'm like they took that from.
No, it's the other way around.
Okay, so I can't be the only one that's like, what is this Internet of Things or IoT technology? And it's very basic, but in smart cities involves integration of various sensors and devices that collect data to manage assets, resources, and services efficiently.
Yeah.
What does that mean? So this means including monitoring traffic, public transportation, right? Smart grids, but also your smart home technology.
Yes. Yeah.
And like the
It's
suite
basically
of smart home technology.
Connected smart
Yes.
things. Is what
So
I-
that's but that is a technical.
Do you have smart home stuff in your house?
yeah, of course. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, I love it.
I have the smartest thing I have is Alexa, and she's not that smart.
No, yeah.
Do you have like fob doors and stuff?
No, I do have biometric, though, for one of my doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a fingerprint.
Yeah, because I kept forgetting my house keys. And I was like, at least now.
Well, that's
like,
one step up above the code.
Yeah.
Do it.
So the Internet of Things is a real term.
It is a real term.
It is-
That's
no,
where
it's
we
not
got
just
the,
like,
that's where the library of things came from.
Yeah,
is
no,
that,
it's like
yeah.
everybody uses it. I did IoT.
Yes,
Okay, so if you
IoT.
hear that, that's what it means. Then we have biotechnology and agriculture. Now, some people are for it, and some people are very much
It's
against.
just like GMOs.
Yes, advances in biotechnology are revolutionizing agriculture by enabling the development of crops while enhanced traits such as increased resistance to pests and diseases, better nutrition, and higher yields. So techniques like the CRISPR gene editing are used to create crops that can withstand environmental stresses such as drought and salinity, which is crucial in adapting to climate change.
See, I'm sorry.
know.
The Earth is telling you something.
I gotta say, there's always like a trade-off
Yes.
Yeah.
with anything, and like, okay, sure, but what is the trade-off?
Yeah.
What
Well,
are
it's
you
gonna
losing?
affect-
Yeah.
Like,
It's going to affect nature
Yeah.
and evolve like bugs and all that.
and who
and you
knows
don't
how
know.
it like affects us, like
Yeah.
eating things with a different setup than
yeah,
we've
yeah.
been for
Yeah.
as millennia or whatever, thousands of years.
Yeah.
It's so there's definitely a trade-off, but what it is.
Yeah, so be more aware of biotechnology and agriculture. That's going to be a
Yes.
big thing too.
But at the same time, I do think that organic, too, is kind of like a scam.
It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah. You know, my brother, the farmer, he
Yeah.
was telling me,
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't you just do organic stuff? And he said that he's like, all these different terms, especially with like, similar to the eggs, like they can say free
right,
range
right.
or
Yeah.
whatever. It's very similar. Where organic doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But pesticide free is much more,
Yeah,
So
very
yeah.
specific.
yeah, so it's not always Organic's not always better for you. Whatever.
Interesting.
So, Sal's very excited for this. Number 8, autonomous vehicles.
Yes.
The next emerging technology trend is autonomous vehicles, which use AI, sensors, and machine learning to navigate and operate without human intervention.
Yes.
So, fully autonomous cars are still under development, but there's significant progress in integrating levels of autonomy into public transportation, freight logistics, which could reduce accidents,
This is
improve traffic management, and decrease emissions.
I think so far of all the things that you talked about, this is probably towards the top of the list. This is like happening within the next 2 years. We're going to see this.
Yeah. And a lot of these things, they're not going to trickle down to us, but it's going to be like big picture,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
big business.
The freight that's interesting.
The freight, yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Okay, blockchain.
Oh.
I did not know I thought it was like music or whatever. So I was like, what is this? And I can't believe it. So I had to look it up. Okay,
Is that the jewelry you can buy by the foot?
yeah, I was like, blockchain, what is this? Initially developed by Bitcoin,
Yeah.
blockchain technology is finding new applications beyond cryptocurrency. Industries are adopting blockchain for its ability to provide transparency, enhance security, and reduce fraud. This includes tracking the provenance of goods and supply chains, providing tamper-proof voting systems, and managing secure medical records. So, do you guys know what blockchain is?
I know it as like in terms of like the big of crypto.
Okay, so
It's like Web 2.0 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like it's
see, I like throw out these things.
3.45.
I don't know what it means, so I looked it up using AI and review.
There you
Okay, so data is stored in blocks that are linked together in a chain. Blockchain.
There
Hello.
you go, huh?
But it's forming a digital ledger. So each block has a unique identifier, like UI, called a cryptographic hash that links it to the previous block. So then, the chain is immutable, meaning that data cannot be deleted or modified without consensus from the network, because it will just like a thing effect.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good. I didn't know what that meant,
Yeah.
but there we go. Personalized medicine.
Yeah. Well, I would hope all medicine is personalized.
Well, here we go. Well, not what you think. Personalized medicine and treatment approach uses genetic, environmental, and lifestyle factors to diagnose and treat diseases precisely.
Yes.
Advances in genomics and biotechnology have enabled doctors to select treatments that maximize effectiveness and minimize side effects. So personalized medicine is particularly transformative in oncology, where
Yes.
specific therapies can target genetic mutations in cancer cells. So
I
that's-
feel like only like a handful of people are gonna have access to that.
Well, yeah, for sure. Neuromorphic computing. Have you guys heard of that?
No.
Okay. The next emerging technology trends involves designing computer chips that mimic the human brain's neural structures and processing methods. These chips process information in ways that are fundamentally different from traditional computers, leading to more efficient handling of tasks like pattern recognition and sensory data processing.
So they're saying humans do that better than computers,
Was a different way, I think, of
That's the
linking.
scary thing. I
which is
think.
interesting. Yeah. So you're gonna merge the best of
Yeah.
humans and the best of computers,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then you're
yeah.
gonna get
Yeah.
iRobot.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So this can produce substantial energy efficiency and computational power improvements, particularly in applications requiring real-time learning and adaptation.
Yeah. So the robots are gonna walk around
And think,
and just be us,
yeah, like you said,
but better.
yeah, iRobot time. Here we are.
I hear like stuff like this on like podcasts and whatnot, and they're like, yeah, they're starting out with like landscaping, companies with robots. I'm like, really? You think, like, it's gonna end there with someone raking my leaves?
Yeah, that Roomba is going to kill you in your sleep. Green energy technologies. So this means that they focus on enhancing the efficiency and reducing the costs of renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, and bioenergy. So this means new photovoltaic cell designs.
Yes.
So wind turbines operating at lower wind speeds, biofuels from non-food biomasses. These technologies are crucial for reducing the global carbon footprint and achieving sustainability goals.
The problem with those technologies as of right now is a lot of them are created without the thought of how it can actually affect like the current life of people. And sometimes, like they say, these wind farms out in the water are like killing all the fish and all the whales and everything are dying, and birds are dying and all this kind of stuff. And it's like more expensive to build a windmill and maintain it than it is to build a small, safe nuclear power plant or something like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. We're all
the
doomed.
trade-off.
The trade-off.
We're all doomed. Okay. The next one is wearable health monitors.
Oh, that's like their Oura ring and stuff like that.
So advanced wearable devices now continuously monitor various health metrics like heart rate, blood pressure, and even blood sugar levels. And it's even as like, they say the Apple Watch, whatever, et cetera. These devices connect to smartphones using AI to analyze data.
Yes.
So this trend is driving a shift towards the preventative healthcare and personalized health insights.
Yeah.
Then we have extended reality, XR, for training. So XR encompasses virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality, providing immersive training experiences. Industries like healthcare, aviation, manufacturing use XR for risk-free, hands-on training simulations, replicating real-life scenarios. So this improves outcomes, enhances engagement, and reduces training costs. The next big thing that we're going to see a jump in is voice-activated technology.
Yes.
So hopefully they'll become more sophisticated, more accurate, because I don't know how many times I'm screaming at my poor Alexa.
Yeah.
Alexa, shut up! Because it doesn't recognize my voice. So, device is now able to understand and process natural human speech more accurately. So it's obviously smart speakers, home automation, customer service bots.
Oh, Taco Bell.
I don't like it.
No, it's good if you have a simple order, but I tried to change my drink the other day.
Oh, no.
Didn't work.
Yeah, no,
the girl had to come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ended up with like 2 nachos and I brought them home and it was like, why do you have so much food? I'm like, okay, so it enhances accessibility, convenience, and interaction with technology. Blah, blah, blah.
I was listening to a podcast yesterday about Syria, and I kid you not, Siri came on multiple times because it thought that the person on the podcast was saying Siri.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's funny.
Okay.
about you?
Now, guys, I know you're really excited about this. And this is something that we're all going to do on our next MCPL
Our next podcast cruise is
space tourism.
Space tourism.
Commercial space travel is making significant strides with companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin, which I never heard of Blue Origin.
That's
But
Bezos, Jeff Bezos.
these developments aim to make space travel accessible for more than just astronauts. Guys, come on. Current offerings range from short suborbital flights, providing a few minutes of weightlessness to plans for orbital flights. So they offer new avenues for adventure and pushes the envelope in aerospace technology and research, which I do agree that...
Would you do it?
No.
Would you, Sal?
No.
I don't like flying.
Yeah, I don't know.
general.
I won't want to go to space, and I don't want to go Ocean Gate or whatever.
I'll say this. Maybe in my lifetime there'll be a time where it's safe enough and I feel like it's normal enough to do it, but not anytime
When I'm
soon.
already like at the end,
Yeah.
I'll be like, all right, I guess if I
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Yeah.
I could jut it down to say.
Okay. So the next one is, we're getting to the end, guys. Don't worry.
Okay.
Synthetic media, which refers to content that's entirely generated by AI.
Oh yeah.
This is the deepfakes, virtual influencers.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's already on social media. These fake people.
I don't. What?
Yeah.
What are they?
They just do their thing.
Yeah,
They type on one end and they let the thing take over, and then it says like, "Be this way."
Oh, an automated video content. This technology raises critical ethical questions and offers extensive entertainment, education, and media production possibilities. It allows for creating increasingly indistinguishable content from that particular. So you know what I read? That they're going to do a prequel with Gollum from Lord of the Rings, and they want Viggo Mortensen, who's in his 60s, to play a young Aragorn.
De-age him.
And they're going to use this
de-aging,
technology.
yeah.
And I'm like, no. Advanced robotics. Robotics technology has evolved to create machines that can perform complex tasks autonomously or with minimal human oversight. These robots are employed in various sectors, manufacturing, blah, blah, blah. So we know what that is. AI and cybersecurity. This means they're automating complex processes for detecting and responding to threats. They can analyze vast amounts of data for abnormal patterns, predict potential threats, and implement real-time defenses. This is crucial in addressing cyber attacks. Yeah. Did you guys see Homeland?
No.
Did you see
I watched the first 2 seasons. And then
Okay,
fell
because I
off.
feel like that.
Yeah.
Digital twins. You guys know what that is?
Oh no.
Is this like Second Life or whatever?
I don't know. Yeah. Digital twins are, you say it like you know it.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of it.
What is it?
Digital twins are virtual replicas of physical devices for simulation, monitoring, and maintenance. They are extensively used in manufacturing, automotive, and urban planning to optimize operations and predict potential issues. Digital twins enable companies to test impacts and changes in a virtual space, reducing real-world testing costs and time.
Yes, digital twins can also mean your digital self. So
Like-
yourself digitally.
Like The Sims? No.
No, well,
No.
It's like your digital ID. It's like everything about you kind of copied digitally. That's what
Did you ever see that,
But
that
isn't-
show on Amazon? Oh, what the heck's it called? If it's like when you die, you're like your digital stuff gets like uploaded.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So, like,
yeah.
I like that show, but it's
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Okay, sustainable technology. Sounds good. It's a pivotal trend as organizations increasingly prioritize eco-friendly innovations to combat climate change and
Sustainable
minimize
libraries.
minimize environmental impact. But this also, I think, means it's twice as much money.
Yeah.
So this trend encompasses developing and using technologies that reduce energy consumption, lower carbon emissions, and promote circular economy practices. So that's good if they can make it affordable.
Yeah, if they
That's
can
the
make it
thing.
affordable.
Telemedicine.
Oh yeah.
It's going to jump in 2025. Telemedicine allows patients to consult with doctors via digital platforms, reducing the need for physical visits, blah, blah, blah. Nanotechnology. It involves manipulating matter at the atomic and molecular levels, enhancing or creating materials and devices with novel properties.
That's like quantum computing does, right?
Yeah, I mean, applications are vast, including more effective drug delivery systems, enhanced materials for better product performance, and innovations in electronics like smaller, more powerful chips. Okay, so the last one is AI Trism,
AI Trism.
right? Yeah, AI Trism. AI Trust, Risk, and Security Management.
Oh, okay.
Is a transformative trend focused on ensuring AI systems are reliable and responsible use.
I got to the last one. They're like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I know.
we'll get to that.
Exactly. It addresses a growing need for transparency, risk mitigation, and security in AI applications by embedding trust, rigorous risk assessment, and privacy safeguards. So they're going to do all this by using AI, most likely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Police yourself.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So, and then they have this little thing, top 20 jobs trending, and it's AI specialist, quantum computer engineer, data privacy officer. They're all working at that Setauket
Rentec?
Rentec, where they
that's
just
right.
make money for themselves,
Yeah.
which is not a job.
Well, for them it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I still
Their
don't get
money
it.
is as green as yours. How they got it?
Greener.
Don't
It's greener. So, like, it's the greenest of green. I really wish we could get one of those people on the podcast.
Oh,
Because I have so many. How is this possible?
Yeah, they found the
they
formula.
must have like someone that does like explains it to children that we could have on.
No, they don't have to explain it to anybody.
I know that's true. But
I
they don't
just
have
don't-
PR.
I just don't understand. Yeah, exactly. It's a secret. You need a secret knock to get in.
Well, thank you, Sarah.
Yeah.
And I feel like this might be our longest episode ever.
Sorry. Well, yeah, I babbled. And,
No, but it's good. It's probably
Chatty.
also one of our most like informative ones as well.
there's
you
a
know?
lot of new things gonna
Yeah,
happen. I feel
exactly.
like we're like climbing up to this peak where it's gonna be like, oh my god.
Yeah.
We're gonna fall off.
Like we're like
Yeah,
right
exactly,
here,
yeah,
and
yeah.
There's a bridge gonna like
here.
appear.
Yeah,
And then it's gonna be like, oh no.
Yeah, that's the secret is
Yeah.
that do we fall off the cliff or
Do we-
or do we stop and
Yeah.
and appreciate it for
Yeah, do we-
appreciate the view for a couple of years
Yeah.
before. Yeah. All right, great. Thank you very much. And that does it for this episode. If you want to listen to older episodes or read our show notes, and we've done episodes about tech before and about AI and about social media, visit our website, mcplpodcast.com. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a little magnifying glass, kind of a search icon. Just type there, AI. You could type there, social media, and you'll see all the episodes that we've done in the past about this kind of stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, we'd, once again, greatly appreciate a like. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Like I said, over 70% of you who actually watch the show, if you're still with us, are not subscribed. So definitely subscribe. Join the over 1,500 viewers, weekly viewers here on the show. So that does it for Sarah Fane and Nicole Rambo. I'm Sal DiVincenzo. See you on the next show.